Hi everybody. I can't be in today. This is a video on 10-4 which covers the topic of inscribed angles. So you're going to get some papers that have some problems related to inscribed angles, and you can watch this and however many times you need to watch it and then get the work done that way. Alright, so the topic of inscribed angles of our circles. We did central angles before, but now inscribed angles. And this is what an inscribed angle looks like. And in your notes paper that you have, it says a blank angle has a blank on a circle and sides that contain blank. It's an inscribed angle has a vertex on a circle and sides that contain chords. An inscribed angle has a vertex, right there, R, on a circle and sides that contain chords. So there's a side, which is a chord, and here's a side, which is a chord. And we dealt with chords in our previous lesson that way. Okay? Then it says, the next sentence or definition you're going to need is an intercepted arc. Intercepted. Intercepted arc has endpoints on the sides of an inscribed angle and lies in the interior of the inscribed angle. So those three words will fit the blanks of that definition for your next one. And here's what it looks like. The inscribed angle has endpoints on the sides of an inscribed angle. Okay, so here's our intercepted arc. It's QS, right there. And it lies in the interior, meaning it's in the inside of the angle. Okay? If these continued out, which we will do at a later point, when we extend these, the intercepted arc is still on the inside. Okay? So, that covers kind of the first of the definitions. Okay, the next one says inscribed angle theorem, and this is kind of the most important theorem you're really going to have to know, and it is this. You can write the whole definition in. Thanks for your patience on that while I wrote that. The theorem says, if an angle is inscribed in a circle, the measure of the angle is 1/2 the measure of the intercepted arc. So, really important one. There's going to be, I know, a couple on the final exam that include some topics like that. Here's what an example would be. Because the measure of the angle, the inscribed angle, is 1/2 the measure of the intercepted arc. If this intercepted arc is 100 degrees, QS, then this measure is going to be 50 degrees. The measure of that inscribed angle is 1/2 the measure of the intercepted arc. Okay, so that's going to be a really important one that you're going to have to know as we move through these problems. Next, theorem 10.7. It says if two inscribed angles intercept the same arc, angles are congruent. And here's what that would mean. Okay, we have an inscribed angle. If I then did this, and see my lines that are green are right here, but they have the same endpoints of Q and S, and we're going to call this T. This measure and this measure are going to be the same. So if they share the same endpoints, then the angle measures are the same. That's theorem 10.7. There's a question there that says, draw a circle that has a central angle and an inscribed angle. Mess around and wrestle with that problem. We'll talk about it when I come back on Tuesday. All right? And I want to get the last of the two definitions in, okay? And they are, an inscribed angle of a triangle intercepts a diameter if and only if the angle is a right angle. And here's a visual for that. If an inscribed angle of a triangle, so we have an inscribed angle right here of a triangle. If it goes through the center and is a diameter, then this has to be a right angle. Okay, so there's going to be some problems that you see where the hypotenuse is a diameter, so you have a right angle right there. Okay? And then the last one is, if a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle, then its opposite angles are supplementary. They add up to 180 degrees. Okay? So what does that look like visually? We have a quadrilateral here. Inscribed. All the points are on the circle. So what that means is that the opposite angles add up to be 180 degrees. So this one and this one. 3 and 4 are supplementary, and 1 and 2 are supplementary. Okay, and that's the last of the theorems and information that you're going to need to get your work done for today. Okay, so work on those today. If you want to watch the video multiple times or watch it at home to add to your homework, we'll go over the inscribed angles work on Tuesday when I come back to class. Have a nice weekend.